Hi, Lone Pine families. I'm Denise Brandt, the media specialist at Lone Pine, and I'm so excited that you've been a part of our reading program, reading the book Otter by Katherine Applegate. Today, we are wrapping up with pages 228 to 247, with tomorrow night being our last read. All right, let's start on page 228. Why? Otter peers over the pool's edge. Kyrie and the pup might as well be a single animal. It's hard to tell where one begins and the other ends. Why do you want him to be free? Otter presses. Do you really want him to face what we faced? You were so sick, and with that shark nearly got both of us. Kyrie is silent. Remember the story of the 50? Otter asks. Why do you want Or why do you think there were other 50 of us left in our waters? The humans were killing us for our fur, Kyrie. But things are different now, Kyrie says. It's Otter's turn to fall silent. He's safe here, at least, she finally says. That doesn't sound like you, Otter, Kyrie says. Otter considers for a moment. Maybe, she says, that's because I'm not really Otter anymore. I'm Jazz. The answer. Another day passes, and the boxhead humans keep coming, gathering to coo about the pup. They seem pleased with Kyrie, their voices high pitched and animated, like short shorebirds at dawn. They still give Otter plenty of toys and treats, but she feels a little like an afterthought. Why do they insist on keeping her here when the big otter tank awaits? What's the point? Early the next morning, two boxheads arrive, but instead of going straight to Kyrie, they approach Otter. And at last, whether she wants it or not, she has the answer to her question. Day one with Pup. One of the boxheads clutches a towel in her arms, covering something squirming and squealing. And of course, Otter knows what it is. She can smell it. She can see its flippers and a hint of its whiskers, and still, when they open the towel and ever so gently place the pup in the pool. For a moment, Otter stops breathing. The new addition. This pup is bigger than the one that Kyrie is caring for, and louder. Her shrill complaints hurt Otter's ears. She's clumsy and sputtering, as if she's new to the water, and scrawny as well. Her eyes, too large for the rest of her, gleam like sea stones as they look at Otter. The humans are watching. Otter, at least, it seems like they are. It's hard to tell with their box heads, but there's an air of expectation in the room, as if they're waiting for her to perform a task so that they can deliver a treat. The pup, with great effort, splashes over to a tangle of kelp fronds and does her best to hide. For her part, Otter dives to the far side of the tank. So this is why they brought Otter here, to be another Kyrie. Oh, well, she'll never be like her friend. She's not calm and kind and patient and careful. She nearly got them both killed, and after all, she may not want Otter anymore. Oh, she may not be Otter anymore, but she's definitely not Kyrie either. All day long, the humans hover. All day long, the pup squeals. And all day long, Otter ignores her. Reprieve. In the evening, one of the boxheads catches the pup in a net, and Otter is finally free to roam the tank in peace. I wonder where they're taking her, says Kyrie. It's the first thing that she says all day. I don't know, Otter replies. I'm just glad to have my pool back. Otter dips and dives and twirls for a while. What was she like? Kyrie asks when Otter pauses to lull in the kelp. Well, she was noisy, Otter says. and clumsy, and she smelled funny. Like all pups, then, Kyrie says. After retrieving some food, she hadn't realized how hungry she was. Otter asks, "What was I supposed to do with her?" Kyrie's pups make a noise, half purr, half peep. "Well, what did the humans do with you?" Kyrie asks. "When you were brought here as just a little pup." "Oh, I don't know," Otter says. "It's hard to remember, I suppose." She slips underwater, grabs a clam, and then surfaces. "You suppose what?" Kyrie presses. "Well, I suppose you could say," Otter replies, "that they taught me how to be an otter." "Exactly," says Kyrie. Day 2 with Pup. The pup returns, and she hides in the strands of kelp. All day long, the humans hover. Now and then, the pup squeals, and all day long, Otter ignores her. Day 3 with Pup. The pup returns. She hides in the kelp. All day long, the humans hover. The pup barely makes a sound, and all day long, Otter ignores her. Day 4 with Pup. The pup returns. She hides in the kelp. All day long, the humans hover. The pup is silent. And at the end of the day, Otter swims over to see if the pup is still alive. She is. Meeting. The next morning, before they return the pup, she's number 209, to Jazz's tank, the Aquarius hold a meeting. Is there something else that they can do to get Jazz to accept the pup so it's in need of her help? Maybe not. Maybe they're asking too much of her. They've tried this once before, after all, and it hadn't worked. Twyla is their first success story, and it's still quite early. Maybe it's because she's given birth. Bonding came more easily for her. Is there any reason to expect feisty, unpredictable Jazz to react the same way? It almost seems unfair. She's already gone through so much. Darth Vader. Still, though it's an incredible long shot, what if it works? What if, instead of humans teaching abandoned pups how to be otters, they can recruit actual otters? Otters who could no longer survive in the wild. Otters like Twyla and Jazz. The Aquarius don the strange costumes, the ones they call their Darth Vader look. It's harder to move, covered in thick black poncho, gloves, and a welder's helmet, but it's also harder for the pups to recognize humans, to make eye contact, and to bond. It's simple, and yet it's so complicated. If 217 and 209 are going to survive in the wild, they need to understand that they are otters, not agile, charming, furry humans. Another dream. Otter Otter awakens from another dream about a pup. The pup is drowning, and Otter lets her drown. But talking, Otter cries out, and Kyrie calls, "Otter, are you all right?" "Bad dream," says Otter, shaking her head. "That's all." "Well, they'll be bringing the pup soon," Kyrie says, as if Otter needs reminding. "I'm hoping they've given up," said Otter. Kyrie doesn't say anything for a long while. "What about the pup?" she finally asks. "What about her?" Otter says. She takes a deep breath. "I'm not like you, Kyrie. I get in trouble. I don't listen. I nearly got you killed, and I don't even know how to take care of that pup. I barely know how to take care of myself. You know how to play," says Kyrie. And that concludes our reading for tonight. So tomorrow evening is our last bit of the book, and I'm glad you were here. Have a great night.